What's up, guys? My name's Andres. This is the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for stopping by again. Here on the Strong Family Money Show, we teach dads how to take care of and improve their fitness, their finances, and their family. Thanks for thanks for coming back. So again, four tips for four different, I guess, phases in someone's life. Important things you have to consider. So you're a first-time home buyer. How do you find an agent? Um, what do you don't know. You're a first time home buyer. You don't know, you never had an experience with an agent. You don't know what to look for. You don't know what's good, what's bad. Um, so how do you find one? I guess there are different ways, right? So what you can do is your family, your mom and dad have your mom and dad, brother and sister, friends. If they have a home, you can say, hey, who did you use as your agent, right? Get a referral from them. They can tell you whether they like their agent or not. They can then tell you why they like or don't like their agent. You ask around for a couple of different people, get their information from them. So you can do it that way. People you know who have already done it, they can then give you who they use, and you can then investigate from there, ask more questions. You can also, so when you go to like get pre-approved for your mortgage, you can ask the lender, who do they, I don't want to say recommend, who do they know? They've dealt with a lot of people who were buying homes. I'm sure they'd have a lot of conversation. The real estate community talks amongst themselves, so they know who's around. I mean, you can even say, who do you work with the most? Who comes in here the most? Or what kind of people do when they come talk to you, what agent's name comes up the most? And then that's another way to find an agent. It's really word of mouth and um, let other people do the, most of the research for you. But that once you get all this information from the real estate agent, the real estate lender, from your network of people that that have been through this, you have this list. You then have to do your own work. Your personality has, depending on what kind of person you are, your personality has to mesh with the agent's personality. So you then have to do your own research online, call them up, talk to them. That's a first, first level of weeding out who you like and who you don't like. You then go out and sit down with them. You can go out and take them to coffee, or have them take you to coffee, and you talk about whatever. I mean, it can even not be real estate. If it's a personality, most of it's a personality thing. Yeah, they have to know what they're doing. They have to follow rules and regulations. But most of the time, it's a personality thing. And if you go out and you just talk about whatever, they may find it weird that you're not talking about real estate. But you can gauge their personality and see if that's someone you want to work with. You can also say, hey, be blunt. I'm interviewing a few more agents. Can you give me a couple of referrals that I can call to ask them how their experience with you was. Then you call those referrals, and you can then decide if at the end of the day you have to go with your gut and decide what, based on the information you're given. This isn't. There are some rules that tie you into getting in and out of working with an agent, depending on what point in the purchasing process you are. But if you say, yeah, this guy's good, I want to start working with him, and then you find out that you don't like him, as long as you're not doing any transactions with them, there's no rule that says, hey, I don't want to work with you anymore, and something happens to you. You can then switch to a different agent, right? But if you're like in the middle of a transaction, or if they show you a house and then you say, I don't want to work with you, and then a different agent shows you that same house, there could be some repercussion there. Check with The other agent should know the ins and outs. But you may make a mistake the first time. That is no reason for you to change your decision. But talk to your network, talk to the lender, research them online, call them up, take them to coffee, talk to them, ask for references. It's basically a job interview, and then you can find someone who you want to work with and fits your criteria as what a real estate agent should be in your mind, and then you can start working with them. So let's say you're a seasoned professional real estate buyer. You want to get into real estate investing. In my previous video, I talk about not skipping your education, and I also talk about getting a mentor at some point in the education process. A lot of people mistake a guru for a mentor. And when I use guru, I'm talking about people who say they know a lot about something, but the only way you can get that information from them is to pay them, right? That's not a mentor, right? A mentor is someone either out of the kindness of their heart, right? They want to see other people succeed, or they feel that they've done it long enough that it's time for them to pass on the mantle of what they're doing to somebody else. That's one type of mentor. Some mentors in the real estate community, they will help you, learn, find, become successful in real estate. But there's some sort of like informal apprenticeship that you have to go through with them before they can, before or during the time that they share their information with you. So you may have to be the gopher, you may have to be the errand boy, but in return for doing all that, not only are you in the real estate world while you're doing it, investment world, but you're also there learning stuff, right? So you should be wary of that. You should not do things for people and not get anything in return. There's an unspoken agreement between the mentor and the mentee on, I'm going to do some stuff. So you're a nice guy. You want to, make more real estate investors. You're getting towards the end of your investing career and you're going to cash out. You want to impart your knowledge on other people, right? Or I'm doing stuff for you in exchange for your information. You always want to know that you're not being taken advantage of or being used, because that time can be used to be learning other things. So look for mentors, not gurus. Make sure that there's reciprocating. You're doing stuff for them, they're doing stuff for you, and it's as equal as it can be on both sides of that equation. So next we have investment tip. Let me bring it up here on my tablet here. So you want to look for or keep your eye out for companies that have stock buybacks. So let me read from my journal here. Stock buybacks. This is a sign that companies want to reward their investors. This increases the earnings per share by reducing the total volume of stocks in the float. So at some point, because the company is doing very well and they have all this cash on hand, and to reward their investors, they say, "Hey, investor, you have this much," or if you want to say that, they're talking to you directly, but they're not. But we have you have all these stocks, right? And we have all this cash. As a reward for being our investor, we're going to take back some of these stocks, and we're going to cash you out for them. So what that does, it reduces the number of outstanding shares on the market, and it increases so when you have a stock, you're part owner of that company. So they take back, there can only be a finite number of stocks, the total volume out there, If they buy it back, the company is still the same company worth the same amount. So if you then have less, or there not that you have, there are less shares of that company out there, your investment stake in the company has just increased because just the total volume of stocks that are out there, shares that are out there, has been reduced. So stock buybacks, keep an eye out for them. That means your company is doing good that you're invested in. They're looking out for their investors. They want to. You're going to get cashed out, and they're not going to give you some cut rate amount. It's going to be, we're buying it at the value it is, and then your stake in the company has increased. So keep an eye out. That's a good way to um, be more invested in the company, but also you get the price, you get money in your pocket, and then you can then do other investing with that money that you get. Last, increase your comfort zone. So a lot of people don't, myself included, their comfort zone is very small. And the only way for you to do big things is to have a large area that you feel comfortable. And by comfortable, I don't really mean like, oh, everything's great. I mean comfortable like you can, it doesn't matter how hard it is, you're okay with it. How awkward it is, you're okay with it. You don't like it, but it's okay, right? You're okay with it. So I wrote down some things on how to increase your comfort zone without. These are just like general things you can do that don't require that much effort. So you can say hi to a lot more people. So you're just walking down the street. A lot of people, don't really make eye contact anymore, or when you pass someone, they kind of like don't acknowledge you. But just if you make it a habit to say hi to a lot more people, you don't know, that, one, they don't say anything back. Okay, great. Nothing happens, right? Two, they say hi back and everything's cool, right? Three, you say hi, they say hi back, and then, small conversation picks up, and, you don't know who you're going to meet or how they're going to affect you, or how your network is going to increase unless you meet more people. So say hi to somebody, increase the number of people, and you don't know what's going to happen from there. Same on the same token in so 2, 3, improve your conversation skills, right? You want to have a rich vocabulary. You want to be able to express yourself while you're talking to somebody. There's always that time where you're like, man, I should have said this, after you've had time to think of it. So you want to be able to think on your toes more, and you want to be able to have in-depth conversations. So you have to improve your conversation skills to do that. Talk more with people that you're already comfortable with, so you can get the rust off of you. And you can also improve your public speaking skills. A lot of people freeze up when they have to. Public speaking, people think like standing on a stage and talking to a bunch of people. But if you're meeting someone new that you're not comfortable with, you can also experience the same, anxiety, or, you stumble over your words just the same because it's a new situation you're in that you're not comfortable in. So, there's a lot of people do like improv groups to do that. So you're given some, some suggestion on what to do or talk or act about, and you're there with a bunch of people and they're all doing the same thing. So there's no reason to be embarrassed because you're all doing the same thing, and you just spontaneously do what you're doing. So that's a way to improve your public, or a way people improve their public speaking skills. So I have more confidence in your appearance, right? Take pride in what you look like, how you carry yourself. To have pride in your accomplishments, know what kind of person you are, what you've done. Acknowledge the big things that you've done. Acknowledge that you're a great person, right? That people will benefit from meeting you. And number 7, the most important is just understand what's the worst that can happen if you increase your comfort zone, meet more people, go outside the box, whatever, however you want to call it. What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Again, my name is Andres. This is a Strong Family Money Show. Pick up your free copy of my 2 books. I'll send you a PDF if you send me your email address, or I'll have the Amazon links there as well. I'm a real estate agent here in Ventura County. Message me so we can talk about any real estate thing you want to talk about. You want to know how the market's doing. You want to talk more about what we spoke about mentors and finding the right agent. I have more information on that. Visit our sponsor, freshcoffee805.com. Without them, we couldn't make these episodes. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time.